You can live in harmony, play in safe, and survive the game. Or you can outsmart your friends, kill one of them, and quote-unquote win the game. Lately, I've read some Reddit threads and forums talk about how to survive Danganronpa. And yes, it's mostly a meme. But it gives me an idea, and I find it very entertaining if we think about it deeply. So, today we're going to develop strategies on how to survive or win Danganronpa literally. For this video, we'll play the spotless classic win, like in every Danganronpa games where we will be part of the last survivor. We can call it the safe mode. This scenario really put us in a more defensive state in order to survive the killing game, and to be able to do that, we must create our own groundbreaking rules for us to follow the entire game. For me, it goes like this. First, you should not want or even think to kill one of your classmates. This is very hard because maintain your sanity in this kind of situation is really hard, even for someone who has an ultimate ability. And for the second one, that is equally important like the first, is you must be very careful. Very careful with everyone. Always remember, your willingness to refuse killing may not apply for others. Now, let's talk about what to do. What is our action then if we play defensively? How can we survive the game without getting killed and win the class trial? Our first action is to know our friends. I will say this is one of the most crucial first thing that you should do. You should get to know each one of them, just like all of the main characters always do first. At least know their name and their ultimate abilities. Always try to be nice to people first. If you can, just please don't be a jerk. Not only people will hate you, but they also will not trust you. I noticed that sometimes being hated can be an advantage too in this game. But for the sake of cooperation in the investigation time or class trial later on, I suggest being someone in between neutral to a well-liked character rather than being the hated one. I also highly recommend you to spend time with your friends later on. You can analyze their character, trying to know their strengths and weaknesses, also learn more about their history and their ideology or philosophy if they are open to discuss it with you. After the killing game is announced, it is time for you to create your inner circle. Your inner circle should consist of some of your best friends, and I highly recommend it for at least having 3 people including yourself. Why? I will put it as the best standard option. Having no close friend in this kind of situation will be very stressful and can lead you to despair, which can make you more vulnerable to getting killed or kill someone, unless you have the mental capabilities to overcome that, which is I think it's very rare and hard. Having only one close friend, on the other hand, can be a better thing. But to put all of your trust into one friend is never the best option. Like the old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Finally, by having more than one close friend, not only it can help you to share and relieve your stress, minimize the chance of getting betrayed, but also give you a lot more perspective. In the end, having someone you can trust is both good and dangerous. So, always remember our second groundbreaking rules. Be careful. Be very careful. Our second action is to learn about the environment. It is pretty much easier than the first one, but it is still a thing that you should always do while getting to know your friends. You need to go and check all of the new places first. Learn what it is for, where it is located, and also you can try to see and remember items or things that are stored in that place. I think it will be better if you are able to identify possible dangerous items too while at it. The time will eventually come where you need to identify the murder weapon that maybe has already been disposed of. The third action is to follow the general rules. like the one created by Monokuma and also the one that is created by mutual agreement with our friends. It is highly dangerous and suspicious if we don't follow the general rules. Like in the first game, when everyone agrees to not do anything at the night time, or in the second game, when everyone agrees to follow the rule of the chosen leaders. After all, just try to cooperate and get along with the rules. When things get bloody and murder has happened, our best action is to help the investigation. It is a pretty standard thing to do with our human instinct. But to be more advanced, I think we should try to collect evidence based on multiple locations. Sometimes I see everyone only focused on one particular location, which can be somewhat biased in the class trial later on. But if you find it hard to collect evidence on all over the place, focusing on collecting evidence on one particular location too can be an option. I think it will help others too, who is maybe more capable to memorize things all over the place. Also, for safety reasons during the investigation time, I suggest it will be safer too to have your inner circle with you together, collecting the evidence and clues. Finally, when the class trial begins, prepare your evidence and your mental state to debate first. I know, being in a tight space between your friends and the killer is one of the most thrilling experiences, so you better prepare both and hope you can maintain composure like what Kyoko does most of the time. When the debate begins, notice carefully everyone's argument. Always try to debate as objective as possible. Build your arguments through evidence and facts. And I do want to say this, that sometimes our emotions may get involved along the way, but always remember to be objective first, okay? Not only that, but you should also see everyone's actions and reactions. By seeing that, you can notice too if someone being somewhat more aggressive or defensive than usual. The last thing to do in the class trial is very associated with our first action. It is to categorize our friends. We have known them in daily life, but it's time to understand them more in the class trial. At the very basic, we should know who is the smart one, who is the not so bright one, who is the Komaeda, and others. By categorizing them, it can conclude our next action after the class trial ended. For example, it's like when we need to do another investigation, we should have known who is the smart one, and maybe we can help them more to effectively collect the evidence and clues. And that's all guys for the strategies. Yeah, I know this strategy is very general and comes with many flaws, but it is what I can think of. For now, maybe you guys can help me to complete our action to survive this killing game as the spotless one in the comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a like if you like this video. See you guys in the next video when we will formulate the strategies for the Blacken.